Hello everybody, this is Lara from Pure Elliott Wave with your daily update for Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP. Really no change for all of them, pretty much the same as yesterday. Bitcoin is still in a downward trend. A series of lower highs and lower lows is the basic definition of a downward trend. In order for that series to be broken, we need to see a new high above 3206.08. This strong upward movement of yesterday had strong push from volume, but rallies within bear markets do often end on strong volume. One of the mantras I keep saying is assume the trend remains the same until proven otherwise. Proven otherwise means solid technical evidence that the trend has changed, and one of the simplest, basic and strongest pieces of evidence is a break of that series for a downtrend of lower highs and lower lows. So this price point's important. Why do I keep saying assume the trend remains the same until proven otherwise? Because trying to pick highs and lows will lead you to more losses. You could have said that the bear market was over here, or here, or here, or here. You could have tried to pick any one of those lows, and if you'd picked here and here and here, you would have been wrong and you would have had losses. Trying to pick lows is going to see too many losses. Waiting for some solid confidence that the bear market has indeed changed and the next bull market run is underway is going to see you have less losses. Risk management is one of the most important aspects of trading, and this is one idea of risk management that you could consider. So very strong volume yesterday, but again, rallies within bear markets can end on strong volume. This one did, although this one, the volume is much stronger, so there is a little bit of technical evidence that the low could be in place. ADX is now declining. There's no clear trend anymore at this time frame. The positive DX line crosses above the negative line today. We have a potential trend change to up. The ADX is still quite a long way from indicating there's an upward trend. There was deeply oversold RSI and very single week bullish divergence between price and RSI at the prior low. So again, a little bit of technical evidence the low could be in, but we don't have enough confidence yet. Well, I don't have enough yet. RSI reached oversold. There's no bullish divergence. It's back in neutral territory. The Elliott wave count for Ethereum, just the daily chart today, looking for a zigzag to complete. Minuet A, expanded flat for B and C with sub-minuet 1, 2, 3, 4, and now looking for the final fifth wave down. I think I might want to move B over here and see it as some kind of double combination, maybe flat, zigzag, X, and then a zigzag here. Technicals for Ethereum, a strong upward session yesterday, but again, series of lower highs and lower lows. To see that series broken, we need a high above 1875.24, but the Elliott wave count is a little bit closer, 1800.89. So if we get a new high above that, I would actually have some reasonable confidence Ethereum's found a low. Strong volume for upward movement yesterday. ADX also declining after reaching very extreme for Ethereum. Again, there's a little bit of technical evidence to say a low could be in place, but not enough to have real confidence yet. Again, RSI reached fairly deeply overbought and exhibited single bullish divergence. It's now well into neutral territory. Again, this is further small technical evidence that a low could be in place, but I don't have enough confidence to call it yet. Money flow reached oversold, no bullish divergence. It's back in neutral territory. For XRP, the Elliott wave count sees a double zigzag, minute W, brief shallow X, a second zigzag for Y, A, could be a triangle for B, C needed to move lower. Minor 2 would be a more normal depth of minor 1 between 0.40954 and 0.34447, 80 to 90% the depth of minor 1. On the technicals here, we see the bullish divergence between price and money flow. So there's a little bit of technical evidence to say a low could be in place for XRP, but it's particularly weak so far up off these lows, and it hasn't been able to break above resistance at the lower edge of this channel or strong resistance at 55 cents. There is strong support below at 40 cents. I'm expecting it's still quite likely that we could see one final low for XRP, and there's strong support at 40 cents which may halt a fall in price. Yesterday's upward session had push from volume, but volume is a lot weaker than previous downward sessions, so XRP is looking weaker than the other two here. ADX declining, the downward trend did not reach as extreme as it did for Bitcoin or Ethereum. Again, XRP is looking more bearish than those other two. No divergence between price and RSI, single bullish divergence between price and money flow. Yesterday I published a very long video over 45 minutes, I think, looking at a really in-depth analysis of highs and lows for Bitcoin and its price history. If we're trying to identify lows, let's have a look at what's the difference between a low within a bear market just prior to a rally and the final low of a bear market. Can we see any differences? In order to look at that, let's look from the all-time high on 10th of November down to the low in December 2022. So here's the first low before the first bear market rally, although this wasn't much of a rally, it was just sideways movement. There's a vertical downward movement. There's a very, very weak morning doji star, very weak because the body of this candle is closing less than half the distance into the body of the red candle. There's no strength in volume up off the low. ADX didn't tell us the downward trend was extreme. RSI at the low didn't reach oversold. No bullish signal from on-balance volume, and money flow didn't reach oversold. Here's the next reasonable low before a small rally. At least this is a pivot low. There's a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern here and a dragonfly doji here at the low. So there's a bullish candlestick reversal pattern. There was fairly strong downward movement, but right to the low, a little bit of sideways movement. We've seen that before in sustainable lows, so that's not a deal breaker. There's no strength in volume in the first green candlestick off the low, a little bit in the following one, but red candlesticks after the low, here's the low, do have stronger volume, so there's not strength from volume off that low. ADX did tell us the trend was extreme, but not very extreme. RSI did reach oversold, but there's no bullish divergence here. On-balance volume gave no signal. It would have given a bearish signal later on, though. And at the low, money flow was not oversold. Here's an important low before a major rally within the bear market. This is a strong bullish candlestick reversal pattern. This is a hammer candlestick pattern. And it did have push from volume. ADX indicated there was an extreme downward trend, but not very extreme. RSI reached fairly deep oversold. There's no bullish divergence between RSI and price on a closing basis though. On-balance volume would have given no signal. It did make lows with price. Money flow also reached oversold but exhibited no bullish divergence. So there was some bullish indication. It was followed by a rally, but it's just a rally within a bear market. The bear market continued. So that one would have been a little bit hard to identify. You could have called for the low, the end of the bear market there. You would have been wrong. Here's another major low before a bear market rally, 18th of June 2022. There's a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern here. It did not have support from volume though. ADX did not indicate the trend was very extreme. RSI reached fairly deeply oversold. There's no bullish divergence on a closing basis between price and RSI, however. On-balance volume would have given a weak bullish signal a couple of days after the low. This trend line is horizontal, but it's only got the minimum required 2 anchor points you need to draw a line, so the technical significance is really weak. But there would have been a weak bullish signal there just a couple of days after the low. Money flow reached oversold. So again, that one, you could have called for a low there. There was some technical evidence that a major low could be forming. You would have been wrong. Now here's the low, November 2022, that does remain intact to this day. There's a bullish piercing pattern, so not as strong as a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. It doesn't have push from volume. ADX doesn't indicate the downward trend was extreme. RSI did reach oversold, but there's no bullish divergence. There was no bullish signal from on-balance volume for quite some time, and money flow didn't reach oversold. It's not until several, actually not just weeks, but months after the low in November 2022 that we start to see this parabolic growth, which is absolutely a feature of a bull market run and not a rally within a bear market, as I showed you in yesterday's video. So looking at the difference between the actual low and lows within the bear market just prior to bear market rallies, it's really hard to identify the difference. And so coming back to my chart of the current situation for Bitcoin, that's why it's so important to wait for real confidence to see that series of lower highs and lower lows broken by a new swing high above 3206.08. That's it from me today with your Bitcoin Ethereum XRP update. I hope everyone's having a lovely day.